Well, this week, everyone is heading into some holiday shopping, and for the book lovers in your life, 50 Years of Duty is something you'll definitely want to add to your cart. But we're asking the author, Jean Wrigglesworth, this afternoon all about it. Thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, well, 50 years of duty. Now, this is a hard question, but my first question for you is if you had to sum up 50 years in one word, what would it be?
One word?
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed my career.
That's wonderful, and that's so great to hear, especially after such a long and fulfilling career. I'm glad that when you're able to walk away, you have that beautiful memory in mind. But can you tell us what kind of influenced you to write this book?
Well, my wife had a big part in it. We have a friend who knew this ghost author, and she suggested that we get a hold of her and start this process. And we did. A young lady by the name of Cindy Chosick from down by Chicago. Okay. She came and spent several days with me and my family and my former undersheriff and chief deputy, those kind of guys, and interviewed us, and this is what we have. That is awesome. I'm glad there were a lot of different voices that were actually a part of this book too. Now, this does include your journey starting as a state trooper and working your way to becoming a county sheriff. But what were some of those memorable lessons that you learned along the way? Well, I certainly got to work with a lot of great people, both in my state police career and at the sheriff's office. 14 years of my 22 years in the state police, I ran the Metro Narcotics Squad here in town along with another guy by the name of Paul Whitford, another lieutenant from state police. And we got to work with the best of the best in local law enforcement. And my memories of that are just tremendous memories of working with good, solid police officers.
And how did it feel to document these experiences in your book? Was it therapeutic for you? Were there a lot of moments that you felt like you had to hold inside and you were finally able to release them? What was that process like?
Well, one of the things I did during my career is, when I started my career, we didn't have computers, so I couldn't sit down and write the stuff out.
Right.
But I kept newspaper clippings and reports and things, like a lot of photos. I kept those. And so we used those as we wrote the book to refresh my memories, because it's hard to remember back some things 50 years ago. For example, I was young enough, I started my career in 1966. The Detroit riot started in 1967, and I was there for a week in July, and it was hot, and they told us to come to Detroit with our nightstick and helmet. And we came home after a week with exactly the same clothes on we wore there in July. So we didn't need a siren. You could smell us coming. It was that's a memory that I have that won't go away. But certainly working with the people, and some great people and some really bad people. And I think that's what draws people to police work to begin with, is that every day is different. Some days it's boring as heck, and the other days it's just stark terror. And if your personality will handle that kind of stress, it's a great career. Yeah. And I love that you were so transparent about those ups and those downs that people see, and a lot that we don't see as well. And the fact that you have that all right here in this book. Now, although you are retired, law enforcement is not something that you've totally left behind. It's still something that you carry with you with your family. So can you talk about that chapter as well in the book? Yes. Well, our oldest son got into police work. He worked at Bay County Sheriff in University of Michigan for several years. Our middle son, Scott, is now the county sheriff. This is his 9th year as sheriff. And then our youngest son, Mark, retired as a captain from Eaton County, went to be chief of police in Mason for about a year. And now he's back working for Ingham County in the juvenile department. So people ask me, why did I influence my kids to get into police work? We didn't. Matter of fact, we paid for their college degrees, but I said, I don't want you to get into criminal justice. And they didn't, but I think when they sat around the dinner table and hear mom and dad talking about war stories, that it gets in their blood. Yeah, it's crazy the influence that you have on your children as well. So, of course, if you want to pick up 50 Years of Duty, you can find that on Amazon. But overall, can you tell us what you want your legacy to be, especially after people read this book? Well, I think my legacy would be that I treated people fairly. And with respect, and sometimes that's hard, but I think for the most part I was able to accomplish that. I got elected 8 times as sheriff, or 7 times as sheriff, so somebody liked me. So yeah, it worked out. That's right. Well, a lot of us here do too as well, and thank you so much for your service. Thank you. All right, well, stick around, everybody. I hope you're in the mood to get hungry, and that's because we're going to help you get your Gertie on.
Some of your favorite Thanksgiving sides are coming together in one sandwich, and the team from Baby's Corner are going to help us start Thanksgiving just a little bit early. It's all after the break.
Enjoying Studio 10? Give us your feedback by emailing